both of them in words. It is never an easy chore to capture someone in a speech, as words often fall short of capturing someone's pure heart. In this instance, they fall so far below the mark that I sense it's almost pointless to try. Instead of making an attempt, I'm going to ask each of us that is here to sit in silence for a moment and recall something about Nana and Pepe. Because each of you here had your own relationship with Mom and Dad, Ron and Lou, Nana and Pepe. Each of you have your own set of memories, your own words, and your pictures that describe both of them. I don't presume to know that Nana and Pepe that you knew. I hope that in this eulogy, what I offer will recognize some part of both of them that we all knew, and that they are no longer with us, or amongst us, I'm sorry. As I looked around the cemetery this morning, I see both tears and smiles. The tears, even though there have been so many tears of sadness since we lost both Mom and Dad. Not only are the tears of sorrow as you sit here and remember, they are tears of joy, combined with loving smiles for the way both of them has left an everlasting mark in your thoughts, hearts, and soul. When I wrote this eulogy, I was writing it for Dad. He was born Lowell, Massachusetts on May 23rd, 1938, to two loving parents, Charles Francis Wayman and Ida Marie Morin. He was the third oldest of 9 children growing up. He attended Morrow High School, Greenwich High School, St. Patrick's Boys School, and Lowell's Trade Academy. Although he didn't have it easy growing up as a teenager, he had his own shoe shine business. And he said for every $1 that he made, his father would take 75 cents. The harder he worked, the more his father would take his earnings. So as life would have it, Dad ended up enlisting in the United States Air Force in 1955. He became a hydraulic mechanic. He had various duty stations within the United States and overseas. After dedicating 23 years of his life to military service, he retired from the Air Force in September of 1978 and received a variety of Air Force awards. After his retirement from the Air Force, he continued to work in government service as a hydraulic mechanic and an Air Force supervisor at Luke Air Force Base and Randolph Air Force Base in the civilian service. And after another 23 years of dedicating his life to the government, he retired in 2000. He married Florence Barabee on November 14, 1959. He had 4 favorite children. And their spouses, Michael and his fiancée Sherry, Gary and Kathy, Sandy and Tim, and Cindy and John. He had 6 favorite grandchildren: Melissa and her husband Rich, Matthew and his wife Delisha, TJ and his wife Lindsay, Ryan and his wife Rajay, Connor and his wife Deborah, and of course his granddaughter Mackenzie. He had 13 favorite great-grandchildren: Peyton, Paxton, Caleb, Adam, Libby, Nicholas, Zachary, Guinevere, Andrew, Noah, Hannah, Madeline, and Blakely. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. They renewed their wedding vows 50 years later in Las Vegas, Nevada, in front of family and friends. Dad enjoyed his TV in the early days. He watched TV shows such as Victory at Sea, Combat, 12 O'Clock High, and the CBS Evening News. In his later years, he found his love for Judge Judy and became an armchair attorney. Dad enjoyed bowling and playing golf with his family, but gave up both sports, especially golf. Because he felt it became too dangerous. On a brisk fall day, this Thanksgiving Day in 2002, Dad was playing golf with his family here in Prescott. While he was approaching his golf ball, out of nowhere he was struck in the upper part of his inside of his right leg by an errant golf ball, which caused great emotional and physical pain. And due to this unforeseen yet unfortunate injury, he decided to hang up his golf career and retire for good. After Mom had passed away, Dad's health had declined drastically. He had been in the hospital many times. This last time in the hospital, we saw a different man. Dad was scared, confused, agitated, and wanted to go home. What he feared the most was he afraid he was going to die alone. During his final days, he had traveled many places. He had went to Paris, back to Luke. He had spoken in German. He had gone England. So he went on more vacations while he was in the hospital than he did when we were a family. Once we moved into hospice, he was more relaxed. He was completely at peace with his surroundings. And it reminded him of comforts of his home. We were by his bedside when he awoke. We asked him if he knew where he was and who we were. He replied, "I'm in Paris with your mother." He joked with us. He then called us each by name, including Robert, and he asked where Sandy was and fell back to sleep. After we left the hospice house that evening, Dad woke up, chatted with Cindy, and watched TV before falling asleep. Cindy and John were at his bedside when he passed away in his sleep on December 10th, 13 months to the day after Mom passed away. Sandy, although you weren't with us while Dad was in the hospital in hospice care, you are always within our thoughts and in our hearts. We wish that you were with us, but knew that you could not be here. It was difficult for you to fly from Italy to be home at a moment's notice. And we are very sorry. Although Dad may never have said it out loud, I know that he truly was proud of his children, his grandchildren, and his great-grandchildren, and the way that we have all grown up. To his brothers and sisters, he remained caring and a loving brother. He was always there to contribute positively to peace and togetherness. They will miss him very much. We loved our father and we miss him. His lifetime of dedication and sacrifice serve as a momentum to the man that he was, and his hard work continues to inspire those who knew him. We do know that somewhere in the vastness of wherever lies out there, Mom and Dad are smiling down at us and wishing us well. Before I close, Pepe asked to share a story, and that was while he was in Germany, somewhere between 1956 and 1959. Oops, I apologize. While he was awaiting return flight to Germany at an airport in Paris, France, he tried to get a bartender to give 5 of his buddies, including himself, a free drink. The bartender said he would agree to his request only if the bar got him some extra business. So excuse my French. So being a smart ass, I went to the information booth and had the beautiful lady page Elvis Presley. When she made the announcement over the PA system, the lobby got swamped by hundreds of people, the news media, and the French police. The airport manager and the police were not happy with him. They said a lot of nasty things to him in French, and he did not expect to board the aircraft. The bartender did get a lot of extra business, but they didn't get any free drinks. We love you, Mom and Dad. And that's all I have. Thank you.